Hello everyone, my name is Frank, the Blockbuster Guy, and with me I have a very special guest, Javilin from Shattered Shutdown.
What's up guys, Javilin from Shattered Shutdown, how's it going?
And today we're going to be discussing about Nintendo remakes and remasters, and talk about Nintendo in general right now, since the Wii U just recently turned 3 years old. Recently, Nintendo had announced in the Nintendo Direct, Twilight Princess HD. How do you feel about that?
Well, to be honest, looking at it, at first I was pretty disappointed at how it looked compared to the old one, because the graphics honestly did not seem that much of an improvement. But taking a further inspection of it, they have touched up a lot when you compare the games side by side. So comparing how, honestly, I'm not going to say it looks completely terrible, but in terms of our quality these days, it just doesn't look pretty. It's kind of atrocious. They've done a good job remastering it. Could be a little bit more, but honestly, they've done enough to warrant it as a true remaster.
Right, the Wind Waker remaster was a really good port. Sure, they took out some features, but they've added some other ones in there for fun on the side, especially the selfie. But yeah, I have expectations that this remaster remake will be good. Like, it just needs more time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if there was some, like, for me, I'm not a single player person, but if that's multiplayer aspects, I might go ahead and pick that up too, because I still haven't even beat my Wind Waker, so that's an issue.
To be honest, I too was not really excited, because like in general for me, seeing like the library of the Wii U, that wasn't really like excited for another remake instead of a new game, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's go on about the remakes and remasters in general.
Okay, well they've been taking a good amount of them. Honestly, Twilight Princess was leaked before anyway, not leaked exactly, but people data mined, the Wii and the eShop and found the data for Twilight Princess already, so we knew it was coming. Everybody knew it was in the Direct already, so
I could have sworn some people looked into it on the 3DS. Like, there was a whole massive talk about the street passing people that mentioned it.
Yes, they first saw it on 3DS Street Pass, and then they saw it on the Wii U when they data mined the eShop. So the 3DS version probably was like a prototype they were doing, see if it was good for 3DS, they already ported Twilight Ocarina and Majora to 3DS, so they might have tried doing it on 3DS first, but just realized it just works better on the Wii U.
Nintendo's always done a lot of remakes and remastered ports throughout the years. It's always been criticized, not always completely criticized, but there's always a side that's kind of criticized Nintendo for like to stop making remakes and just make new games. Like, for me, I've had a little bit of mixed feelings about that, because I love the remakes and all the remastered ports, but at the same time I can see the argument about people wanting them just to stop with all the remakes and just move on to newer titles. What's your stance on that?
To be honest, I don't mind the remakes at all. Personally, the part where I notice remakes most, because I'm a main Pokemon person, so I see they make the remake every few years. We had Fire Red, Leaf Green, we had Heart Gold, Soul Silver, now we have Omega and Alpha. And all of these remakes are very good. They do a lot for the story, they add a lot of content into them, and they're just major improvements. So I have no issues with those remakes. Plus, in the original parts of the games, they just miss out a lot of the mechanic changes. So it's a nice update. So I can't be mad at Pokemon remakes. Other types of remakes, like, we had Star Fox 64 3D. We've had a lot of things going on. How Nintendo does their remakes is they either completely port it over to the eShop, which, it's kind of a whatever thing, but they just kind of do it on the side there, it's not a big deal. Or they just completely change up a lot of the game and put it to a whole different console with a new feel on it, which, for the most part, they always do a good job with it. So I can never be upset when they do a remake. It's just nothing to be bad about. It's not like they're putting too much resources into it anyway.
Right, because they have multiple teams to work on each division, which is good.
Yeah, it's a lot they're working on in that regards to have things, come on to that. And plus, if you look at the quality of all the remakes they do, like I said, with all the Pokemon remakes, they completely update the engine, rework everything from the ground up. It looks good. They even added some story elements too. And then with Ocarina of Time from GameCube to Wii U, since the shell shading type thing just matched it so perfectly, they made that thing transfer over HD so flawlessly. It looks amazing. And a lot of the remakes just are good quality stuff.
Right, and what makes some of the remakes stand out compared to the remastered ports, like, let's look at Super Mario 64 for the DS. Like, they polished up the game real well. They added in other characters like Wario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and then each character had their own traits and special quality to them. Like, it wasn't just a simple remaster. It was a really fun remake. I really had fun playing it on the go, which would have been kind of cool if they put on the console instead of the DS handheld, but that's just me.
I mean, that was in 2004, did we even have the Wii back then?
I think they did. I mean,
I'm pretty sure the Wii came out in 2005. I'm sorry for my own lack of knowledge about the Wii's timeline there, but I'm pretty sure that's like end GameCube era stuff like that. But I'm actually gonna go ahead and do a quick check on that. But yeah, honestly, there was no giant need for console remakes. That was before remakes were even, you know, a big deal back in the day, you know.
right. I mean, Nintendo, they were one of the companies that were the first ones to start really doing remasters or remakes in general. It wasn't normally a Nintendo thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm looking at this. The Wii didn't even come out until let's see here, until 2006. It looks like.
I'm pretty sure it came out in 2005 in Japan, like at least a year before us.
Yeah. Actually, I must be looking at some type of issue because right now I'm seeing here it's saying like the Wii came out in November in America, in December in Japan. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I must be wrong. It says 2006. Might be a typo. But yeah, it came out around, you know, 2005, 2006.
Probably so. It makes sense at that, but you think like one of the best Super Mario games for considerable time on the handheld instead of the console. I mean,
yeah, but remember the Wii didn't even have a proper controller layout to have that practical, so it makes sense why they put it on the DS because they only had the Wii Remote back then. They didn't have any Pro controllers or classic controllers or anything like that just yet, so it wouldn't have been practical for them to put it on the Wii.
Right, and you look at the first technically port. Well, at the time I considered it a remaster because like I was young, I didn't know, but like Twilight Princess was originally going to be made for the GameCube, but they decided to port it to the Wii. Like, it made between development, and they only put it on the GameCube just because a lot of people wanted it there.
No. The GameCube was the original.
Are you sure?
Yes, the Wii was ported.
Right, that's when they started development, and they changed their mind midway.
No, the GameCube was made. That game was made for GameCube. But then they decided, you know, halfway through or whatever they did, decided to, you know what, let's put it on Wii too. It was always going to come on the GameCube no matter what. Especially it shows in the Wii version how they didn't even, how they ported it, they wanted the whole motion controls to work out, so they just didn't even, you know, bother remaking the game completely for it. They just mirrored the entire game, made Link right-handed, so that it would make sense to most right-handed people when they use the motion controls. They mirrored entire dungeons, the entire game, just to make that motion control aspect work out. So that was a GameCube game.
Which, would you consider that be lazy, or not really lazy for handling a port?
Well, to be honest, the only other way to do it was to remake the game from the ground up, so it saved them a lot of time with that.
Good point. I'm not gonna lie, the Wii version was honestly my favorite version because like there was something about that motion control gimmick that I really loved.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure Skyward Sword did motion controls the best way.
Oh yeah, like the Twilight Princess set up the base for it, and then Twilight Princess it just knocked it out of the park.
I mean Skyward Sword.
Yes, I meant to say that. Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Do I even sell them now?
Right? You even?
Oh god. Alright, so aside from that, let's look at the Wii U real quick. It's the third year of the Wii U. The thing is, compared to other Nintendo consoles, this library has been slowly building.
And has finally got some good games.
Right, it's finally got a lot of good games, but if you compare it to, let's say, the GameCube, the 64, the Super Nintendo,
the Wii.
Oh, yeah, and the Wii. Don't even talk about how the Wii completely overshadows
every other Nintendo console pretty much. That thing did so well.
Well, no, mostly just the Wii U, because like the Wii, you look at it, it had a massive library.
It overshadowed the GameCube.
Well, yeah, it did sales-wise, but library-wise, it was pretty decent between the two. Like, there was a reasonable jump from the GameCube to the Wii.
Yeah, there's a good amount that went into it.
And like the Wii completely outdid the amount of games. But when you go from the Wii to the Wii U, there's practically nothing. And that kind of hurts a lot. And like, what I mean by it hurts is that instead of making more games, they're making a lot of remastered ports and remakes. Well, not many remakes, but you get what I'm saying, right? It makes sense why some people always complained about Nintendo making so many remakes and actual new games. But at the same time, when they didn't make many games, they had plenty of third-party support.
Yeah, they had like a good amount of ports, like, you know, the Nintendo, the reason why the library just isn't as good is you can't really blame Nintendo completely just because lack of third-party support is a problem, you know. The only real third-party game I can think is they had Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on there, they had Mass Effect 3 at the beginning, but there just wasn't enough of an audience on them for them to justify making a profit, so they pretty much lost all of their third-party support onto there.
which they're trying to get back with the NX, because like you look at the Wii, it had massive third-party support, and then you look at the Wii U, there's next to none.
Well, I wouldn't say massive, but yeah, they did have a good amount. To be honest, I think Nintendo's first-party stuff really pushed the Wii throughout, because Wii Sports is a game everybody knows, everybody's played. That's something, even though it's just a simple game that just came to show off kind of the tech of the motion controls, that was a very solid game and a very good, way to kill time. It was a nice game.
It doesn't hurt for the fact that they're actually now working on a new console. They've already sent dev kits already. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that in general.
Dev kits?
Well, no, the fact that they're working on, they send the dev kits to third party companies.
Yeah, so they want this to come out fast. They want it to, if the things play out, this is most likely going to be powerful than the other systems, either as powerful or better than the other systems that come out in terms of specs-wise. So this is something that third parties are going to be able to get behind. So now Nintendo fans can, obviously get all the games they want on one console.
Right, but it's like if the library was not that great for the Wii U from the initial launch, just imagine how the NX library is going to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
it's going to be much better because they're going to have the dev kits.
Well, no, I mean, talking about off the bat. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do what they did for Twilight Princess. They made it for the Wii, they made it for the GameCube, then went to the Wii, and then how the Zelda games are gonna be like from the Wii U to the NX. I mean, it would make sense why they've been delaying it for so long.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that the new Zelda game is gonna come out for both Wii U and NX, which is probably could come out. But if you think about it, think of the dev kits as a good thing, because now most likely a lot of third-party games that are in the future scheduled to come out, they're probably going to come out as launch titles for the NX. So most likely we'll get that. Plus, we don't even know how the NX is going to really operate, because it's supposed to have console mechanics, but also handheld mechanics too to be portable. So we're not sure what's exactly launched. So there's a lot we just don't know about the NX.
So from there, let's get to the final part of the discussion. Do you think Nintendo should slow down on these remasters and remakes and focus on more games, or do you think they should just continue as they've always done?
To be honest, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been working out pretty alright. No one has really complained about them making the remakes, at least to my knowledge. And the remakes they do make are things people do want, people do ask for. So they're doing alright with it. So far, we're just kind of holding it over until the NX finally peers its head.
Honestly, for me, I'm okay with it. At the same time, I would like them try to focus more on the newer titles.
Yeah, the only thing is that some of their newer titles are being their Splatoon, their new IP, did amazingly. And some of their newer titles are trying to make Star Fox just don't look that interesting. Zelda is probably going to be an amazing game. And they've got the most powerful game probably out on Wii U right now. They've got Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out. And that is going to be an amazing game. Japan already has it. A lot of people already have review copies of it. And it comes out actually, as we're recording right now, it comes out next Friday on December 4th. So it's going to be a really big title and an awesome game for Wii U.
Alrighty then. So that is it for our discussion on Nintendo. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Do you agree? Disagree? What's your favorite remake? What's your favorite remastered? Do you want more remakes? Do you want less and more games? Let us know down in the comments down below. If you want to see more of Javilin, take it away.
Well, of course, you can find me at my YouTube channel, Shattered Shutdown. You can also go ahead and follow me on Twitter too, at Javilin12. I'll be on there as well. Don't post there too much, but you'll get updates on when I make videos or anything special coming around as well.
And I'm the Blockbuster Guy, and I'll catch you guys later. Catcha!